Good afternoon. My name is Marissa Fratoni from holisticnursemama.com. I'm a registered nurse and multidisciplined health practitioner with a background in massage therapy, yoga, and mindfulness practices that can easily be integrated into busy lives. This presentation is recorded, but I'll be available live to answer your questions throughout the presentation and afterwards. Anxiety is a condition that affects most of us at some point in life. Since the pandemic began last year, there has been a palpable uptick in anxiety symptoms, reported by people from all demographics and age brackets. Anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the USA, affecting 40 million Americans aged 18 and over. For older adults, fear of COVID, increased isolation, changes in routine, and more than an entire year devoid of normalcy has led to increased stress, worry, fatigue, and altered attention spans, to name a few of the regularly reported symptoms. It's no surprise then that older adults are also seeking relief from cannabis at increased rates. Anxiety is a common illness among older adults, affecting as many as 10 to 20% of the older population. Symptoms of anxiety are mental, emotional, and physical. Common symptoms include feeling nervous, fearful, tense, worrying excessively, having racing thoughts, and feeling an increased heart rate. Some people say that they feel heart palpitations when they're anxious. Conventional treatment for anxiety includes medications such as anxiolytics such as benzodiazepines, antidepressants, counseling, therapy. Patients are typically directed by health providers to up their self care routines, but when you're in an anxious state, self care can be challenging. Causes of anxiety for older adults include managing a chronic condition, side effects from medication, and external stressors like pandemics. So, speaking of, sort of relieving the stress that we feel and some of these self care activities, one thing that we can always do is control the breath. So, anxiety can really make us feel like we are out of control, and relief is needed immediately. For some, it's helpful to know in periods of stress when anxiety has you feeling out of control and unsettled. A few minutes of focus on breath can help you relieve symptoms and find your center. Sometimes the only thing we can control is our breath. Why don't we give it a try? Let's take a little breath break if it serves you. Sit up nice and tall, pull in your midline, pull in your belly. Let's go ahead and roll the shoulders up. Take a nice inhale, and then exhale, go ahead and bring them down. You can take a couple little breaths there. Place your hands on your thighs, on your desk, or maybe interlace them, however it works for you. You can place your feet flat on the floor. All right. Good. Feel free to close your eyes if it serves you. If not, no worries. We're going to start to tune inward to the breath as it flows in and out of the nose. No need to control the breath, just observe the sensations as it flows in and out of your nose. The breath is cooled as it flows inward, warmed as it flows outward. Couple more breaths at your own rhythm here. Now let's shift the focus toward deepening our breath. And we're going to do that with a bit of a count. So we're going to focus on our breath and that count. The reason why we're doing this is because our mind likes to swing from one branch to the other. So we're going to sort of eliminate that monkey mind by focusing on our breath and focusing on the count. All right. We're going to inhale 1, exhale 2. We're going to count all the way up to 10, and then we'll exhale everything out. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Sit back up nice and tall, ready to go. Prepare to breathe in. Inhale 1, exhale 2, inhale 3, exhale 4, inhale 5, exhale 6, Inhale 7. Exhale 8. Inhale 9. Exhale 10. And relax. Great. Go ahead and come back into the room. Your eyes might be a little bit blurry as you open them back up. That's okay. Take a couple blinks here. Hopefully, you feel a little more relaxed than you did a moment ago. So, you just effectively upregulated your endocannabinoid system. Keep breathing deeply and focusing on breath throughout the day, and eventually your endocannabinoid system, your ECS, will get the hint. You want to feel better. Just remember that cannabis is one tool in the self-care toolbox. In addition to cannabis, a healthy diet, regular movement, doing something that you love. If you don't like running, don't run. But if you like walking, if you like yoga, if you like swimming, do those activities. Don't put yourself through something. If cycling on the bike every day is something that you don't enjoy, don't do that. Making sure that you get adequate rest, engaging in mindfulness activities, and socializing, which a lot of us haven't been able to do. But socializing is also really helpful for improving and maintaining the function of the endocannabinoid system. So we do know that cannabinoid signaling in the brain and body has a central role in the control of stress, fear, and anxiety. But chronic stress and anxiety dysregulate the ECS. So, this central regulatory system that is the endocannabinoid system helps to promote homeostasis, or a process that's basically balance in our bodies. Those deep breaths that we took help the ECS make happy chemicals that help us enjoy a little bit of bliss and relieve effects of stress. So we have the ability to improve the function of our ECS because we make our own endocannabinoids. But we might still need a little bit of supplementation from phyto or plant-based cannabinoids to really help ourselves through times of chronic stress. Research suggests that lower doses of THC dominant cannabis is more effective at relieving anxiety than higher doses. Higher doses actually might tend to put someone into a more anxious state, and it can also push someone into panic land. Certainly, we want to prevent these things. So, the other side of the coin is making sure that we have higher doses or better ratios of cannabidiol, which is THC's sort of less. It's psychoactive, but it's non-impairing cousin. So these two cannabinoids are the most popular cannabinoids, and they tend to mediate each other. So it's really important that you want to remember low doses of THC, higher doses of CBD for anxiety. And then, of course, it's really important to work with qualified health providers, and find your way on this healing path. It is not a simple thing to navigate. So, for best outcomes, you really do want to think about starting with that low dose of cannabis and increase the dose slowly. And journaling your experience to track which products, doses, and schedule works for you, and what needs to be modified can be really helpful when you're working with that qualified health professional. The benefits of working with a cannabis knowledgeable health professional, they can provide guidance, they can provide support, education, coaching, and doing so typically means less trial and error, less time and financial resources spent, and most importantly, effective relief of symptoms happens more quickly. So, thank you for taking this time to spend with me about cannabis and anxiety. I hope you feel a little bit better after our breath break. Just remember, come back to the breath. You can find your center in the storm. If you have to do that 10 times over the course of the day, no worries. We're all in these similar boats. We're all, having a challenging time. Just keep breathing. Here's to less anxiety, stress, and a better balanced DCS. Thank you for attending my presentation. Namaste.